Hey Stampers, it's Judy Klock here coming to you today for a little live demonstration. This is actually recorded because I am actually out celebrating my birthday with my family tonight. So my birthday was yesterday. My niece's birthday is tomorrow. So we're just kind of going out and having a great big family celebration of all the birthdays. So I wanted to get this done for you early so that you would have it. And I'm going to be working with the Playing in the Rain stamp set. I just fell in love with this whimsical stamp set. And actually, this is the one I'm going to be featuring in my April workshop. And you can still register for that. There is time for that. It is right now with the early bird discount. It's $35 virtual and $25 in person. And that includes a goodie bag of about $20 worth of Stampin' Up! Products for you. It includes postage for our virtual attendees. That's why there's a difference in the price, because obviously if you're attending in person, I don't need to mail it to you. But I fell in love with this whimsical stamp set, and I hope that you enjoy it too. So as usual, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a simple stamping card. And I'm just doing a 1-layer card, and I'm just going to do a little bit of coloring with Stampin' Blends. But if you don't have Stampin' Blends, you can use Stampin' Write markers. You can use colored pencils. You can use a blender pen and some ink. Whatever you want to do, you can do that to color in the card. So this is just going to be a real simple stamping step. And then we're going to step it up. We're going to do a fun fold. We're going to make a gatefold card with a belly band. We're going to do some die cutting. And we're just going to decorate our inside a little bit. And that's crooked. It was on my block crooked, and I wasn't paying attention. But I'll fix it for this demo. And then I'm going to show you how to, because when the bunny die, actually, when you cut it, it actually cuts off the little puddle that he's standing on. So I'm going to show you kind of how to do a little bit of fussy cutting around this piece so that when you put it in the die, you can cut the rest of the bunny out and keep that little puddle. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, because we are not using any DSP in our first card, I chose to go with Tahitian Tide just because I absolutely love this color. So I have here a card base. It is 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. Just move this out of the way. And for this, I'm actually going to use our Stamparatus. But first, because I'm not going to stamp anything on the inside, I am just going to go ahead and add my piece of basic white to the inside of this card. So it's going to be a very easy little card. And again, I like doing 1-layer stamping. It's easy. It's a nice technique. And because we're only using one color of ink, it's really great for beginning crafters who maybe don't have a lot of supplies yet. You don't have to have a ton of supplies to make really pretty cards. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my Stamparatus. And the reason I'm using it is because the bunny stamp is rather large, right? So we want to make sure, and I have this here because I'm just going to leave this on my platform after we stamp the bunny, and I'm going to stamp those umbrellas. And as you can see, some are stamped a little bit off the paper, off our basic white. So we're just going to leave that there. So I'm going to add 2 things. I'm going to add our bunny stamp. Let me move this out of the way for now. I'm going to add our bunny stamp to our platform. Now I want to do this. I want to go ahead and I want to put the bunny. He's going to go right there. And then I'm going to also stamp the sentiment at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead. I had it on another block, but I'm going to actually add it right up here. Let me make sure it's dry. Got nothing on it. I'm going to put that right there. All right. Now I'm going to pick it up. So you just got to close the Stamparatus. That will pick it up. Now, because these are our cling stamps, I don't have to use that extra foam sheet in here. I'm just using the magnetic base. So I'm going to use our Memento. And I'm just going to ink up my images. Okay. I'm going to make sure I get my sentiment too, because I'm going to do a twofer. We're going to stamp 2 things at once because they go right above each other. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, I'm going to close up my ink. I like to keep our inks closed because I am a big slob. Okay, And then I'm just going to press down with my special little hockey puck or air hockey. I don't know what these are. They're what you use in air hockey. But anyway, my teammate made this for me. And I absolutely love it for using my Stamparatus to get pressure. Okay, I need a little bit more up here where it says rainy days are better with you. And that's also what I love about the Stamparatus is if you don't get a clean stamp the first time, you can just flip it back down and press it on again, and you're going to get a perfectly good image right over it. No shadows, no halos. All right, so now we've got this funky little umbrella stamp. I'm going to take these off here for now, put those over there because we are going to use those later. I'm going to take our little umbrella stamp. I'm going to bring back our tuxedo black, and I am just going to just randomly stamp this umbrella. It doesn't really matter. Some will be full, some will be not full. It doesn't really matter. They're going to alternate how they're going. And we're just going to stamp a random pattern of these umbrellas. Okay, again, I'm not even really paying that much attention to what I'm doing. I guess I should, right? I should be paying more attention to what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. We're just going to go and just stamp and have fun. It's all about having fun. This should be fun. This should not be a stressful time. It should all be something that's fun. All right, now that is it for our stamping. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color this. Okay, and again, this is going to go very quickly. So I'm going to color, I have some, this is Light Daffodil Delight. And I believe that I took the light in all of the markers that I'm using. And I'm just going to color his raincoat. I don't know why, I just think a rain slicker should be yellow. What do you all think? Should a rain slicker be yellow or should it be other colors? I like the yellow. I don't know why, I just do. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color the puddle underneath his feet with light Tahitian tide. Oh my goodness, I can't even speak this evening. But here we go. So we're just going to add that there. And then we're just going to color, I don't know, one or two of these umbrellas in our Tahitian tide. Okay, just to kind of tie that all in. Maybe this one up here. And then we're going to pull in some other colors for umbrellas. I have our Parakeet Party, which again, I love this green. I think it's such a pretty green. Green is my favorite color, as you can see. I'm wearing my shamrock earrings. I don't know if you can see them, my shamrock earrings from Thompson's Hooks and Needles. She's my friend. She has great selection of earrings and hats if you want to check them out on Thompson's Hooks and Needles. She does great work. So very fun earrings. I like having like fun and funky earrings. I don't know. We'll come back. Maybe we'll do one more green. We'll see. We've got some Sweet Sorbet. We're just going to go here and color some in Sweet Sorbet. Okay. Maybe another one here. And maybe one more up here. Okay, so we're just coloring these in with our Stampin' blends. I believe I grabbed the light from each one. This might be dark Sweet Sorbet, but I thought I grabbed light. I tried to grab the light one. I did. This is the light Sweet Sorbet. And then I've got some fresh freesia. I wanted to add just another little pop of color here. So maybe we'll put these here and just go. I guess I could have done, I don't know. Maybe I could have done Orchid Oasis, but I didn't want to have two blues. So I wanted to go with something different. So there we go. And that is it for our one layer card. Simple, but kind of colorful, just adding a little bit of pops of color. And if you wanted to, you could maybe just color in every other umbrella. You don't have to color in every single one, but we're just going to go ahead and add that to the front of our card. I thought I varnished that, but maybe not. Okay, let's go ahead and add this to our card front. I'm just adding some of our Stampin' Seal. Trying to be conscious of keeping everything in frame. All right, and there is our one layer simple stamping card. So really all we did was stamp with our Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And then I added a little pops of color with Stampin' blends. If you don't have Stampin' blends, you can leave it all just black and white. You can use watercolor pencils. You can use Stampin' Write markers. You can use ink refills and the blender pens. I couldn't think of the word for a minute. So just another way to kind of keep it a simple one layer card, but making it still fun and funky, I guess. All right, next we're going to do our gatefold. This is our more avid crafters card. So I have here a piece of Mango Melody. It's 8.5 by 5.5. I have scored it at 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. Okay, so that's it for the gatefold. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just burnish along the folds right now. I've got a couple of other pieces here. For the front, I've got 2 pieces of old olive that are 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. And then I've got 2 pieces of the Playing in the Rain. I guess it's Rain or Shine DSP. I have to look that up. These pieces are 5 by 1 5/8. Make sure they're going the right way because you can see there's raindrops on there. So you have to put that on there going the right way. I've got a piece for a belly band. This is 1 1/4 by 11. Don't mind my score marks. I had some issues with it, but we'll still use it. Okay, we're still going to use this one. And then I've got a piece of basic white for the inside. That's 4 by 5 1/4. And then I die cut a circle with our layering, our stylish shapes ovals. And this is the second largest oval. So there's one more above this one. So this is the second largest. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's stamp the inside. And I'm going to use Old Olive ink. And I've got Oh Happy Day for the inside. Now, my label is very crooked, so I'm just going to stamp this, hopefully. Even though it looks crooked on there, it will be straight on the paper. Perfect. That's what we were hoping for. Now, before I add that, I'm going to I want to cut out one of these. We're going to use this bunny, so I'm going to just kind of cut around that on our designer series paper. Is we're going to use this one. Okay. And you'll notice I'm kind of saving that little flower there because I am going to move that out of the way. I am going to fussy cut around this flower and put that on the inside because I think that will be pretty. So now when you're fussy cutting, the trick is to turn the paper and not your scissors. I still think that when I do it, it looks like a 5-year-old did it. No disrespect intended towards 5-year-olds, but I don't like the way I fussy cut. But I'm going to try it today. And I'm doing it live, so yikes. Hopefully it'll turn out okay. But I hate to waste this stuff, and I'm thinking, well, there's a way we can just sort of use it, cut it out. Okay, and I'm not really doing a good job of just moving the paper and not my scissors. I'm trying. Thank heavens there's that like blue ring around the flowers. That will make it much easier. If I had to go in there and cut those individual petals, I think it would look much worse. All right. So there we have it almost. Okay, that's close enough. All right, so we're just going to add that to our inside piece just like that, right? Cute. Just to kind of dress that up, I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue, and I should have had my silicone mat down, but I put it away for tonight. So I have to clean up my studio because I have people coming to my in-person workshop next weekend, and it looks like a tornado was through here. So that is my goal for this weekend, is to clean and organize my studio. We'll see how we do. All right, so now we're ready to go ahead and put this one right on the inside of our card base. Okay, so again, pretty simple, nothing really crazy here. A little bit of fussy cutting, a fun fold, a couple of die cuts. But overall, I think, it's just a fun and whimsical set. Okay, well, let's see if we can get this to be a little flatter. That's better. All right, so now we're going to take our DSP and we're going to layer it up on our old olive layers. Now, of course, if you wanted to add more bling to this, you could. You can always add as much stuff, change it up however you want. I just like to give you the general idea designs, and then, I want you to take them and run with them and make them your own, because card making should reflect you and what you like. There's a right way to use our tools. There's no right way to design. It can be whatever you want. And that's what I love about this is you can give card makers the same exact stamp set and the same exact papers, and you are going to get a different design from every single one of them, because we all see things differently. We with the international retreat, we had a couple of challenges on Friday night, and it was amazing to see all the different variations that everybody came up with just using the same parameters. Like the first challenge was a one-layer challenge, and everybody came up with something that was unique and different and beautiful. So it was really fun to just kind of see that and to just appreciate how everybody can take something and make it their own. Okay, so here we go. I really like this set. Really, really like it. Okay. This is so pretty. Pretty paper. I love when you have pretty paper and you can really use that to carry your card. All right, there we go. Now let's go ahead and get our belly band. Now, whenever you have a belly band, you always want to make sure that it comes over in the front, because that way when we put our circle on there, right, like that, you won't see that seam. So just make sure that when you do a belly band, you make sure the seam is to the front and it's going to be covered by whatever element you're putting on the front of your card. Okay, so we've got that. Now, my next little trick is to make sure that my Stampin' Dimensionals don't overhang my belly band. I actually put them on the belly band and not on the circle. Okay, I'm going to go crazy and use like 4. There we go. Okay, so now we've got this. So we're going to put the circle right on there. Perfect, just like that. Okay, but now we still have our bunny, and we need to cut our bunny out. So here's what I want to do. I want to keep this blue puddle underneath the bunny. But if you look at the die, let me get the die out. The die is going to actually cut off that blue puddle. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do a little bit of fussy cutting here, right? We're going to kind of free that foot and that puddle from the rest of the image, because then we can put that over the die cut and it will keep this foot and puddle intact, and it will just die cut the rest of the bunny. I mean, I could certainly sit here and fussy cut the whole bunny, but what fun would that be? And then I wouldn't be showing you this cool technique. So we're just going to do a little bit of fussy cutting. Okay, because we want to keep that nice puddle, because this is that specialty DSP, and it's got I don't even know, like shiny pieces on her end. So the puddle has like a shiny outline. Okay, let me just get rid of that. There we go. Sometimes it's easier to just kind of trim off the excess. And I can't really talk and cut at the same time. Okay, so here we go. We're almost done. All right, And all right, so now we've got that, right? So we're going to do that. Let me just go get my mini Stampin' Cut and Boss. I left it on my back counter. I thought I had put it within reach, but I didn't. All right. So I'm going to use the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Now don't forget, you have to make a sandwich. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. Okay. All right, so I've got my base plate, my first clear plastic plate. Now, here's what we're going to do. We are going to feed this foot through the die. So that is actually above the cutting edge of the die. And then we're going to go ahead, going to line it up. Gosh, I wish we had magnetic plates for this. Hopefully we will soon. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to make my sandwich, put my other plate down. And we're going to send it through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay. So now what we have is we have the bunny die cut with his foot still on that puddle. So with just a little bit of fussy cutting, we can keep the rest of that image. So he's got his little foot in the puddle. All right, let's go ahead and add this to our card with our Stampin' Dimensionals. Now, some of it, this little piece on the back here, I'm going to use these little tiny edge pieces because this is somewhat narrow. So I'm going to put some of these skinny edge pieces there. Okay, I want to make sure I hold that down. And then I'm going to use just regular Stampin' Dimensionals here and here. And let me see, maybe one more skinny edge piece up here on this other foot. Okay, and I think that should be enough. So let's go make sure we've got all of our covers off. Okay, and we're going to go add him to the front of our card. And there is our second card. Okay, so I hope that you like this. I hope that you'll give this a try. I love gate folds. I think they're just so fun. We did a little bit of fussy cutting. We did some die cutting. We did a fun fold. We learned how to keep an image intact by just kind of freeing this foot around so we could put it above our die and still have that foot in that puddle. And then we did a simple one layer card. So that's it. I hope you like this. Like I said, I am featuring this set for my April workshop. I do both a virtual or an in-person one, and I will put the link to register for class down below in the description. That's it, everybody. Have a great evening. I will see you all next week. Bye now.